It's 2 a.m. and you're wide awake. No alarm went off. Nothing woke you up. You just surfaced. Lying there in the dark, most people assume something is wrong with them. Stress, bad diet, too much screen time before bed. But what if that 2 a.m. wakefulness isn't a malfunction? What if it's one of the oldest instincts your body still carries? For most of human history, sleep wasn't something you did alone in a locked room with the lights off. It was a group activity, and it wasn't silent either. Something was always watching. In 2017, a team of researchers led by anthropologist David Sampson traveled to Tanzania to study the Hadza, one of the last hunter-gatherer groups on Earth. They gave 33 men and women wrist devices that tracked movement and light exposure, then monitored them for 20 straight days. What they found was almost unbelievable. Out of more than 13,000 minutes of nighttime observation, there were only 18 minutes total when every single person was asleep at the same time. Just 18 minutes. The rest of the time, someone was always awake. A median of 8 people awake at any given moment through the entire night. Nobody assigned this. There was no schedule, no guard duty, no one keeping watch on purpose. It happened automatically, built into the natural variation of when different people feel sleepy. Sampson called it the sentinel hypothesis. The idea is simple. In a group of animals, if everyone's internal clock is slightly different, someone is always alert. Predators can't find a clean window to strike. Scientists had already seen this in birds and rodents. This was the first time anyone had proven it in humans. And here's the detail that should matter to a lot of you watching this. It was the older members of the group doing most of that watching. Younger Hadza tended to stay up late and sleep in. Classic night owl behavior. But the elders, people in their 50s and 60s, went to bed earlier and woke up earlier, often drifting in and out of light sleep through the night. For decades, doctors have treated that pattern in older adults as a problem to fix. Sampson's team thinks it might be a feature, not a flaw. An ancient division of labor, where the people least able to outrun a predator became the ones guarding everyone else while they slept. So if you're older and your sleep has gotten lighter, more fragmented, more prone to waking at odd hours, you may not be broken. You may be doing exactly what your ancestors' bodies evolved to do. But sleep wasn't the only strange part of the ancient night. In 2015, sleep researcher Jerome Siegel at UCLA sent scientists to live alongside 3 traditional societies in Africa and South America, groups with no electricity, no clocks, and no artificial light. For over 3 years, they tracked exactly when these communities slept and woke. The results broke almost every assumption. These groups didn't go to bed at sunset. They stayed up for a little over 3 hours after dark first, talking, repairing tools, preparing food for the next day, and they slept for only about 6.5 hours a night, less than what most doctors recommend today. Temperature, not darkness, seemed to be running the show. People went to sleep as the air cooled and woke up as it warmed again, right before sunrise. Light barely factored in. There was one more variable nobody expected: the moon. Later research on the Hadza found that on brighter, fuller moon nights, people slept longer and moved around less. On darker nights, they slept less and stayed more alert. For hundreds of thousands of years, the moon was quietly setting your sleep schedule. Nobody realized it because nobody had to. So think about that 2 a.m. wake up again. In a world lit only by moonlight and firelight, waking in the night wasn't dysfunction. It was the system working. Someone had to be the sentinel. Someone had to notice the sound in the dark. For most of human history, that person mattered. We didn't get rid of that instinct. We just forgot what it was for.